For many farmers, access to markets, inputs, agronomy services are a continuous challenge. In recent years, the effects of climate change have made the situation worse, with crops drying out in fields before maturity and poor yields. Under the Netherlands Development Organization's Creating Resilient Agribusiness for Tomorrow project, CRAFT, the aim is to promote climate-resilient food systems for increased agricultural productivity and food security by sustainably supporting farmers in 4 value chains the project works in. This include potatoes, drought-resistant cereals such as green grams and sorghum, and oilseeds. CRAFT is achieving this by working with businesses that aggregate and offtake from farmers.
Where we want to actually have most of the impact will be at the farmer level, where we want to see that the farmers are able to adopt the climate-smart agricultural practices and technology. However, we also want to see that it's also market-driven to ensure there's a sustainability of investment. Within the sorghum value chain, in Kenya we've got about 5 business champions, and they range from a service provider, we've got 2 processors, an aggregator. Since it's a much more structured market, there has been better prediction of market prices in terms of offtake. In sorghum, unlike other projects, TOTs have actually gone ahead and taken active participation by seizing business opportunities that are there, especially on service provision, and have even become mini aggregators.
Quinam Investment Limited, a woman-led agribusiness, is championing innovative engagement along the sorghum value chain. It was founded in 2010 by Nancy Wambui. She shares her journey with CRAFT, her business model, and how it is transforming sorghum farmers, input providers, among other value chain actors.
We started as a cereals shop, and up to now we have an average of around 9,700 farmers and supplying to East Africa maltings of 3,000 metric tons per annum. My first experience with CRAFT, actually I didn't know what I was going to do because I was told there is a training for aggregators. That was in Embu. So as usual, I attended. I was late actually, and then during the training they talked about grants, they talked about funding, and I was like, this is not my thing. But I just said, let me inquire more and just have that knowledge. So when Alphonse explained to me this is what and what is supposed to be done, I took my time to think through, am I really ready to go through this process of writing the project? It's time consuming, and me, I'm just a business person. Why should I hustle when I can just walk into the bank and get the money? But over time I thought, why not give it a try? Maybe because these people are coming with different modules, maybe they will add more value to my business. And out the tests, I've really seen a lot of growth out of it.
They took a very interesting model. We had Quinam moving away from their main office to the field level, integrating themselves with the people on the ground. So there was a very strong relationship that was built between the TOTs and Quinam.
Initially, Quinam onboarded 1,500 farmers, but with CRAFT's support, this has increased to 9,700 farmers in Tharaka Nithi and Meru regions. She has innovatively and successfully supported farmers to receive trainings to improve their agronomy practices, access inputs, and offtake the sorghum as she links them to the market.
Training is expensive. It was not easy to foot that cost, so we used to have very few farmers. Over a period of 2 years, we grew from 127 farmers to 1,500, which was also not easy because we were not really doing intense training. We have seen our numbers grow from 1,500 to over 9,000 farmers right now, and more are willing to join.
Meet Susan Kairuthi, a farmer and aggregator for Quinam. She has trained 75 farmer groups, which boast a total of 400 farmers on climate-smart agricultural practices for sorghum production.
Nyuma hapa tulikuwa tunalima kulima tu, unasema unalima mtama, lakini Quinam aliingia, tukawekewa masomo, tukafundishwa, tukajua mtama unaweza kuwekewa fertilizer ukiwa utakuwa na kishu na gunia ama kimbasin. Ukiikata ikijaa kwa basin unaweka kwa gunia, gunia ikijaza unaenda kuweka kwa chandadua. Uwezi kukata mtama na kurusha chini. Wakati huo wa kwanza tulikuwa ukidresi eka moja unadresi ama tukunia 20. Saa hii ni 50. Wakati tulikuwa tunavuna mtama, ubebe uende uweke kwa chandadua, utafute kapimbo, ukae chini upige mpaka itoke. Saa hii tuko na madrasa. Wakulima wangu wa vikundi yangu ni 75. Sasa wakulima wangu nimewasaidia sana, kwa sababu wakitaka pesa ya school fees napigia Quinam, na Quinam anatupea pesa ya kupea wasachi wapeleke school fees. Watoto wangu nawafundisha, na si watoto wangu peke yangu, wana youth na wanalima. Naona bila wanafanya, wako na motorbikes yao zimetoka kwa hii mtama.
Susan has gone a step further to train and mentor her daughter Purity, who now farms sorghum on an acre piece of land and is an aggregator and a trainer of trainer to youth farmers in her region. As a TOT, she has trained more than 80 farmers, 50% of whom are youth.
I learned Quinam through my mom and told me that there is an organization that is there and ready to help the farmers. Quinam took me several classes on how about the farming, and I was able to pick up. We used to get like 20, 25 birds, even at the low of 15 birds in 1 acre. But with the introduction of Quinam, we are getting up to 50. The lowest you get in when the climate, when the rainfall is not enough, you are getting up to 40. I like training the youths because I like them to pick up agriculture in the future of where we are as a country. I train them about the conservation agriculture, on how to conserve our soil. Quinam has helped us to access the good varieties of the sorghum, and Quinam just linking us with other stakeholders, we are able to learn and we're able to implement it in our farms.
Through demonstration plots and field days, the trainer of trainers who have turned into aggregators for farmers attest to increased adoption rate of CSA practices on sorghum farms, right from land preparation to post-harvest management.
Years back, we just used after harvesting, we could come correct everything, either burn it or put it aside. After we harvest, we are not going to throw away the debris. We shall leave them on the farm. In the in-between is where now the next season where we are planting the beans, because we are doing the interchanging crops, we shall come planting along. And comparing of doing that and what we have been doing before, our production has increased really high.
The CSA practices that we have implemented is LIPA. We will be able to tell our farmers that the best planting method is through LIPA or basins. If you are able to adapt the CSA of LIPA or basin planting, your variety will be able to outgrow well and the production will be better. We are able to train like 10,000 farmers, but the ones who have adopted are like 7,000. So we are trying and doing a lot of demos so that you can convince the 3,000 farmers who have not adopted to be able to adopt all of them.
And then we ensure that our farmers use certified seeds, which in most cases they are able to get the maximum yield in terms of quality and quantity. If you don't practice good post-harvest management, we lose over 20%. When we started with the craft, our farmers used to have a low yield, but now since we started working with the craft and the modules that the crafts have been training, our farmers have been able to embrace them and they can attest and they have seen difference in their lives. They are able now to get more crop.
Quinam, as a private sector player, has successfully trained 33 trainer of trainers, 70% being women and 30% being men and youth. Stella Mode, a trainer of trainers with Quinam, she has gone ahead and opened a farmer service center in Gashua area, which acts as a service provider center for agricultural supplies to her farmers, and later on, she aggregates the produce when it's ready to get to the market.
When I joined Quinam Investment in the year 2020, I started aggregating sorghum. Before I was aggregating only maize. I have a package of farmers. I train farmers on good agricultural practices, about land preparation, how they will acquire inputs, certified seeds and fertilizers. I train them on post-harvest handling, and still I train them on pest management. Collect the produce from their farms and we aggregate at our center, Quinam Investment Stores. From there we deliver, we pack it in a lorry and we deliver to East Africa Marketing Limited. With the Quinam Investment, it has transformed my life from where I was. As at now, I've been in a position of acquiring a piece of land, and even my children have excelled a lot. One has completed the university. I have no issues with the school fees. I've also expanded my business from where it was. I buy with 45 shillings per kg, so a 50 kg bag is costing 22.50, whereas I'm taking with 47 shillings to tea.
Before craft, Quinam would supply 500 metric tons of sorghum or below to East African Breweries Limited. Currently, they supply over 2,000 metric tons per season, leading to Quinam being rated the best sorghum suppliers. Over and beyond, Quinam is now on the global platform, with Nancy receiving global awards and her firm marked as a sustainability benchmark for sorghum suppliers in Africa and beyond.
We used to supply below 500 metric tons to breweries. That time, the farmers were still few, our qualities were not so good. But as we speak now, we have been ranked the best supplier in the country, Africa, and even globally. And then we were recognized globally as the best supplier under the category Grain to Glass Sustainability. Now we have become the benchmark for sorghum value chain.
Quinam has become a household name because of how they are inclusively supporting and ensuring every player along the value chain earns. It is Nancy's joy and pride to see farmers, trainer of trainers, youths, and aggregators turn their farming into an income-generating activity that transforms their livelihoods.
Si unaona hata Quinam wananunulia hata ka Prombox. Sasa wakulima wangu hawana sinda. Kwanza wakati wakiwa wamelima, wakidress, tunaendea hiyo moya na nina kimagari ya ng'ombe. Saa hii ninaendea na Prombox yangu. Wakina youth wako kwa dresser. Wakijua wakidresi pale wataenda na pesa. Kakunia kamoja wanalipo na 70 bob.
During the harvesting season like now, if I have aggregated a 50 kg bag and I'm aggregated for Quinam, I'm selling it, I'm 100% in that bag, I'm getting a 50 shillings from it.
In fact, I've employed around 15 youths who weighs and collects them from their farms and put it in a Prombox and bring it to the store. It is the ones who go.
As Quinam's main off-taker, East African Breweries Limited is also key along this value chain. To ensure they get sorghum of best quality, safe from aflatoxins, they supply aflasive seeds to farmers who buy sorghum seeds from Quinam's service providers. This ensures they get quality sorghums upon harvest.
We've had a good working relationship with the Quinam. They became our aggregators in around 2018. Up to now, they have been supporting around 2,000 farmers in terms of seed distribution and afra-safe distribution in Meru and also in Tharaka County.
Through partnership with ABL and Quinam, we are able to supply afra-safe seed to farmers, whereby they are able to apply afra-safe seed to sorghum, whereby now we are aflatoxin-free in our sorghums.
For us to have a sustainability in terms of grain to glass, we require organizations such as Quinam that promote good agricultural practices on the ground and also promote regenerative agriculture so that we have sustainable production systems across the region.
Despite Quinam's success in aggregating and creating market linkages, there have been constraints along the value chain.
Challenges that we have been facing mainly are in terms of mechanization. As Quinam, we only have one tractor, which is having both Tharaka Nithi and Meru, and the farmers are so many. We cannot be able to use the thresher to thresh for all of our farmers because there are many, and the threshers that we have are only 2. So what we have been trying to do is to improvise and help our farmers adapt the same concept, though using improvised services. There are so many other farmers out here who also want, they have seen the goodness of the trainings that our farmers have received. They are all yearning to learn from us what our farmers have learned, but we are constrained by the finances.
Having trainers of trainers has come a long way in reducing the workload of extension officers as they work hand in hand to assist farmers in Meru and the Tharaka Nithi regions. The Ministry of Agriculture appreciates the efforts by CRAFT in training them on how to assist farmers, especially with the climate adaptation solutions.
There was a TOT who was supported with a container for aggregation of the same. They have assisted us because we have inadequate extension services in the county. Like in most of the areas, we have only one officer per ward. The same TOTs have teamed up with the extension officers to pass the message.
Quinam's business model is geared towards empowering trainer of trainers and aggregators to help in securing the best sorghum quality. This will go a long way in ensuring sustainability of sorghum supply to Quinam and contributing to the market demand.
Right now we are at around 9,700 farmers who are growing for us. And besides sorghum, they're also doing other legumes like beans for crop rotation. We're also doing maize. For beans, by the way, we are able to secure another big market, that is WFP. We sell for food, and farmers are also able to get their own for home consumption.
Quinam is working with 38 aggregators, 33 trainer of trainers, and more than 9,000 farmers.
Most of the aggregators are not able to keep the records. This, we were helped a lot by Kraft because they made sure that whatever we do, we must keep record. I think which has enabled breweries to embrace us as Quinam, and we have become their point of reference. And the practices that we have been able to adopt from Kraft, they have been beneficial. From crop and pest management, we have been able to take care of the fall armyworm, which was a very big threat to our farmers. And working with a lot of youth, we also don't discriminate people with disability. We are also encouraging our farmers to plant trees to conserve environment. Quinam now has been able to stand out as a point of reference when you talk of sorghum in Kenya.
Calling all the youth together, training them, we are just advocating. We are the ambassadors of the conservation agriculture.
This is one of the ideal objective or the main objective of our craft, where we wanted to see some sustainability and we wanted to see some systems change. Because this one we see a complete system change, which was not there before.
The need to support farmers to adapt to climate-smart agriculture solutions and innovations on how to sustainably support the value chain actors will continue growing in demand. For more information on the Craft project and Quinam, visit our website www.snv.org.